Someone that when I was younger, was just the backdrop for my whole teenage years and my
Yep.
formative years was Bruce Springsteen. But then, he became a limousine liberal and totally forgot his roots. He told Time magazine that Democrats are going to remain irrelevant and ineffective if they don't find someone who can speak to the majority of Americans. He said, we're desperately in need of an effective alternative party, or the Democrats need to find someone who can speak to the majority of the nation. There is a problem with the language that they're using and the way they're trying to reach people. Now, he's just regurgitating that study that came out a little while ago
Yeah.
about, words that you can't say. Guys try to use normal people words, and they had to be told what normal people words are.
Yeah.
And he's a big, famous liberal hack.
Oh
Are
yeah.
Democrats going to wake up? Do we have to worry about them actually getting it together by the midterms?
Well, I think you're seeing some of the old time Democrats like him starting to speak up now and going, well, wait a minute, AOC's our leader? This nut job out of California, Newsom is our leader? Are you serious? And I think they're starting to see the writing on the wall. They saw their recent, what was it? They had their lowest approval rating since the 70s or something. And it went back years. And I think they're starting to see that, common sense has left the party. And it's all about what they can gin up with the young folks. It's really funny because they're banking big time on the young people, and yet the young people are leaving the party for either Republicans or decline to state or whatever it is. But young people are leaving their party. They're starting to see the craziness that's going on. So, and I think this thing with Charlie Kirk also really lit a spark in the young folks going, wait a minute. Yeah, I hated the guy. I didn't like the guy. I didn't like what he stood for, but I don't want him dead. I didn't want him killed. And if our party is applauding that, maybe I don't belong here.
Yeah, no, I think that actually it started before Charlie. We saw it in the 2024
Yep.
election with the majority of under 30 males voting
Yep.
for Trump. He captured that, and I think it's because their whole lives we've been telling them that by being male you're toxic, and especially if you're white. If you're white, forget it. You're useless. You're racist. You're homophobic. You're this. You're that. You're everything else.
Yep.
And you do that to someone for quite some time. After a while, if they make it through the depression part of all of that, if they actually literally survive through that, they're like, you know what, screw you. I want nothing to do with you. I'm going over here.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
Yep.
And, Charlie facilitated that. And it's going to be interesting to see how that continues. I don't know if the answer's like Megyn Kelly. And, I saw her interaction. I thought, okay, that was fine, but way too combative for Charlie.
Yep.
We'll have to see how that goes. I don't know.
No, Mary, I agree with you. I've been thinking about it myself. They've got the people that have the core values to pull it off, but I don't know if they have the character, demeanor, whatever you want to call it, to be able to pull it off. Because you're right. I mean, she was right on with her responses, but if there's even a hint that any of them are talking down to those kids, it's over. Charlie's never talked down to any of them. He brought them on face to face, hit them with facts, and made sure he told them that he cared about them, and that's why he was telling them what he was telling them.
Yeah, absolutely. They need somebody, and also someone as smart as Charlie. Man, his knowledge used to blow me away on a regular basis. Like he could cite chapter verse literally of the Bible, and
Yep.
right, like literally, like he goes, I
Yeah.
think it's da-da-da-da," and he's right. His brain just functioned in a way that he was just perfect for that role in his life. Joe Messina, I gotta let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. He's the host of the Joe Messina Show, based out in the People's Socialist Republic of California. God bless you. You can find him on X at Joe Messina and also joemessina.com. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too, Mary. God bless. Keep up the good work.
God bless. Thank you for joining me here. All right. We've got more coming up. Don't you go anywhere. And one more thing. If you love this country and you're concerned about the direction we're headed, got to tell you, there's something that you can do about this right now. Join AMAC. It's the Association of Mature American Citizens. They are the conservative alternative to AARP, and they're standing up for the values that built this nation: faith, freedom, family, and common sense. AMAC members get some great benefits. You're going to get deep discounts on travel, insurance, and prescription drugs. You're going to get exclusive member resources and a subscription to the AMAC magazine. It's one of the best publications out there for patriotic Americans. The best part, you can join for as little as $1.20 a month with a 5-year membership. So check it out. Go to amac.us amac.us/Starnes, amac.us/Starnes, and join the fight to keep America strong.
Honest and true. Todd Starnes.
When you're working to protect and serve your community and country, you need a degree program that fits into your busy schedule. At Liberty University, you'll find just that. With 100% online program options and no set login times, you can advance your skills without sacrificing your commitments. Plus, we offer exclusive tuition rates and discounts to current and former service members, their spouses, and first responders. Learn more by texting DEGREE to 49595. That's DEGREE to 49595.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is a bank that stands for faith, family, and freedom. A bank that won't cave to cancel culture. Your money, your values. So if you're tired of banks that won't stand up for your values, it's time to switch to Old Glory Bank. Head on over to oldglorybank.com/Starnes and make the change today.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a natural bodybuilder, so I know when something works and when something doesn't. I've tried so many different products. When I got your product, and like I said, I'm a natural bodybuilder. As soon as I got it, did them for a week, and I told my brother, I said, Rick, you need to try these. You know I won't give you nothing if it don't. He tried them, bam, the first day. He said, this is a good product. And I got my mom on them, and I just keep pushing your product. It's a great product. You're a great company, and everybody there I've talked to has been so kind. Great product. It does what it says it does.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/olderadults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We are back. I'm going to quickly go to Georgia, to Joe in Georgia, who has been patiently waiting, because I know it is Friday where you can talk about whatever you want. And we've just had so much breaking news, and we are not done with it. I have one more piece of breaking news for you, but we'll do that on the other side of the top of the hour. So let's go to Joe here. Joe, thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate you calling back, and welcome to the Todd Starnes Show. Happy Friday.
Mary, thank you very much. You're doing a great job substituting for Todd. I just want to say that we're in investor heaven. The stock market under Trump is breaking every record, and I also think that we conservatives, love is my favorite word. I'm against all violence, and I think most conservatives, or all conservatives are. But anyway, I feel like we're in great shape in the country with Trump. Stock market breaking all records, and I believe that the happy days are here again. And
good. I love it. That's a great way to end this hour. Thank you so much.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters October 10th. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Friends, here's a reality check. Your biggest retirement expense likely isn't groceries or healthcare. It's taxes. Add inflation eating away at your dollar, and it's easy to see why so many run out of money. Lassiter Capital helps solve that problem by giving you access to real estate investments designed to generate income, protect against inflation, and provide huge tax advantages. Founder Ty Lassiter calls it the 4 keys to investment success. Visit LassiterCapital.com/Starnes or call 817-912-1569 to schedule your free consultation.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story. When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters October 10th. More information is available at soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
Baylor University is struggling with an infestation of wokeness among its student body. Baylor was once the largest Baptist school in the nation. Now they prefer to be known as a Christian school. A recent lecture stirred controversy when the speaker, identified as Christina Crenshaw, raised an issue regarding transgenderism. She was asked whether parents who don't want their daughters sharing a bathroom with a boy had any say in the matter. Students accused her of being unkind and unwelcoming to transgender people. They filed a formal complaint. The Baylor Lariat, the student newspaper, condemned Crenshaw as being transphobic. They later retracted that accusation and apologized. The controversy was so outrageous, the provost, Nancy Brickhouse, wrote an editorial in the student newspaper defending the lecturer's freedom of speech. You know, it's a really sad day when Christian students at a Christian university can't even muster up Christian fellowship. Be sure to get a copy of my new book, Twilight's Last Gleaming, at toddstarnes.com.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Mary Walter with you on this Friday. It's Friday. Yay. Isn't it a crazy week? I don't know. Maybe you had like a really calm week, and that's great, and I'm happy for you. But man, for me, this week has just been just insane, and I've got a crazy day tomorrow. My alarm went off this morning, and my husband's off today, and he just looked at me. He said, "You realize we have to be at church at 8 a.m. to this time? Like, we have to be at church this time tomorrow." And I was like, oh. Well, all right, the things we do, right? Okay, so more breaking news. As if you have not had enough breaking news in this show, there's more. We are just chock full of it. Okay, so the FBI, and this is getting lost in all this other stuff, but the FBI has acknowledged that it had 275 plainclothes agents in the crowds on January 6th, 2021. Now, it's taken them more than 4.5 years to admit this. According to the DOJ Office OIG, Office of Inspector General, put out an 88-page report that was released in December of 2024. Now, listen to what they said in that report. We found no evidence in the materials we reviewed or the testimonies we received showing or suggesting that the FBI had undercover employees in the various protest crowds or at the Capitol on January 6th. Interesting, because that was December of 2024. Now, there seems to be a question as to whether undercover agent is the same as a plainclothes agent, because they didn't use the same terminology. But for the layman, like, we're all going, wait, so you lied in December of 2024, or you didn't have the information almost 4 years later? Something's not right. Like, we know that there's something's not right with this whole thing. We know this. The same report disclosed that 26 FBI confidential human sources, CHS, that's what they're called, were in the crowd. 4 of them entered the Capitol illegally. My hunch is they were not prosecuted. The DOJ Inspector General said only 3 of the FBI informants had been assigned by the Bureau to come to Washington and report on domestic terrorism subjects who were possibly attending the event. So I don't know why the 4th one just came along for the party. I don't know. Of the 26 informants, 4 entered the Capitol. None of them were authorized by the FBI to break the law or enter a restricted area, nor was any confidential human source directed by the FBI to encourage others to commit illegal acts on January 6th. Interesting. But yet they did. They entered illegally. We now know that. Now they're admitting it. And I'm telling you, we're going to find out by the time this is all said and done, because Congressman Barry Loudermilk is the chair of the new House January 6th Select Subcommittee. It's not going to be that show that Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats put on. They actually had someone, I think it was from ABC, come and produce that. And remember, they were putting up pictures of tweets that we know were false, that had been doctored. They got rid of evidence, which they were not legally allowed to do, but they did it anyway, and no one has been held accountable, and nor will anyone be held accountable, because Congress is above the law. If you're part of the ruling elite in this country, especially if you have a D after your name, you are above the law. No matter how much they look at you and go, well, no one's above the law, when it applies to you, they scream mightily and somehow wind up to be above the law every single time themselves. Jamal Bowman, for one, but he didn't get reelected, so that was his comeuppance. Loudermilk said in a September 23rd appearance on Just the News with John Solomon, he said, but with that many paid informants being in the crowd, we want to know how many were in the crowd, how many were in the building, and I also want to know, were they paid to inform or to instigate? We still don't know that. How do we not know that? These are government employees and we don't know? In a May 2024 court filing, a former January 6 defendant named William Pope listed nearly 50 FBI agents and others working under the Bureau's auspices on January 6, such as officers from the Joint Terrorism Task Force, Naval Criminal Investigative Service, U.S. Army Counterintelligence, and other agents who later wrote probable cause affidavits for January 6 arrest warrants. So they were there. They wrote the probable cause arrest warrants. It is not clear whether those personnel would be part of the 275 employees disclosed to Congress by the FBI now. Now, undercover Metropolitan Police Department, that's the D.C. police, the MPD, Metropolitan Police Department, were also undercover. And they acknowledged inciting the crowds by helping protesters climb over barriers, encouraging them to continue on to the Capitol, and applauding those who committed vandalism. They urged it on. They helped in the commission of crimes. Police department officers, Metropolitan PD, who were quote-unquote undercover. Most of the video footage that was shot by dozens of those officers on January 6th has never been made public. And there have been numerous motions to try to get that video public, but it has not been made public. We, the people, have the right to know, don't we? We have the right to know if our government was involved in staging an quote-unquote insurrection, just like they did with the Russia hoax. They did that whole thing to try to hang it on Trump so they could impeach him. We know that. We now know that. That they went to the lengths that they went to keep Donald Trump out of office, and then they created this to try to use it. They created a fake crime with fake evidence, our government, to try to impeach the President of the United States. They couldn't impeach him, but they hampered his ability to govern. They interfered with the democratic process that the left screams about so much. We have to preserve democracy. Donald Trump's a literal threat to democracy. They care so much about democracy that they were more than willing to subvert it in order to get their way. That's not a surprise. We need to know if this was yet another ploy by them to make sure that Donald Trump was unelectable. And it worked. I think it did. And they don't want us to know, which is why we know that the January 6th committee, which was a sham, they're investigating. This is kind of like the Mueller report, investigating their own crime. The Mueller report was put together to investigate their own crime. And shockingly, they found nothing. Who knew? And John Durham also found nothing. What about him? And now I think we're going to find out that the January 6th committee, I think we already know that the January 6th committee, which was put together, we're going to find out that they found nothing because they were investigating a crime the government put on themselves, that they concocted in order to make Donald Trump unelectable. These are the lengths that they would go to, which is why I'm telling you right now, in my humble opinion, there is no way Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, because if Trump was in the Epstein files, they wouldn't have had to do any of this. All they had to do was, just like they did with his tax returns, some low-level employee leaked it out. I don't know, it happened. And they played dumb and they leak it out to ruin him. That's exactly what would have happened. But he is not in there because they went through all of this. And just because they thought that they would never be found out, because Donald Trump was never going to get reelected. And they may still not be found out. Is James Comey going to be prosecuted? Yeah, and I'm going to win the lottery, okay? I think we both know both of those things are not happening. I cannot tell you how many Powerball tickets I bought, my husband and I bought. We didn't win $1. We didn't get $1. Not one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure James Comey isn't going to walk away with one conviction. I don't even think that's going to happen. All right, let's move on. So Kamala Harris is flapping her gums, and I love this because she's on the I'm just going to destroy any semblance of a political career tour that she could possibly have. She's hoping to make bank. She got paid $20 million to write a book that's not selling because every excerpt from the book has already been made public, and nobody wants to read Kamala Harris's. Whoever wrote it, I'm sure she didn't write it. Nobody wants to read it, but she got $20 million. So, whether it sells or not, that's what she got. That's insane. I got to get me one of those. So in one section of her book, 107 Days, she discussed planning the Democratic National Convention, and she said it was, quote, in the party's best interest to highlight our stars, while we make it as entertaining as possible, because it has to be fun. She said, when I became VP, I had a secret project. I called it the STARS Project that only my senior team knew about. We'd brainstorm about the younger talents in the party, and then on Friday afternoons, I'd invite one or another to visit my office in the West Wing or the residence. Several were nervous, but she said, I think you're very talented. What are you working on? How can I help you? Because Mamala is just so caring. She said, many of those on my list spoke at the convention, and she names a whole bunch of people, including Jasmine Crockett. Now, Crockett is we are not a fan. The people on the right are not a fan of Jasmine Crockett. She compared ICE to, quote, slave patrols, and she supports defunding the police, and on and on. Well, she kind of alluded to this STAR project in a post from a Texas politics-based account, shared, quote, Kamala Harris had a secret project only known to senior staff called the STARS Project to privately mentor rising stars in the party. She made sure that many of them received speaking slots during the convention. That is why Jasmine Crockett was talking about in her speech at the DNC. Crockett did reference a meeting with Harris in her speech at the DNC. She said, when I first got to Congress, I wasn't sure I made the right decision. The Chaos Caucus couldn't elect a speaker, and the Oversight Committee was unhinged. I was going through all of this when I visited the Vice President's residence for the first time. As I approached Vice President Harris for our official photo, she turned to me and asked, what's wrong? Now, mind you, we never met, but she saw right through me. She saw the distress. I immediately began crying, and the most powerful woman in the world wiped my tears and listened. She said that Harris told her, you are exactly where God wants you. Your district, should I do it in Kamala Harris? Your district chose you because they believe in you, and so do I. And then Crockett said, next month I went viral for the first of many times to come for hitting Republicans with a dose of their own medicine. That brief but impactful interaction gave me my legislative legs, and I've been running ever since. So coming up, I've got President Trump talking about Jasmine Crockett, and he threw a little Ilhan Omar in on the side for good measure. And then later, my gift to you on this Friday to go into your weekend from my friend Mike Opelka. We have a little Kamala Harris as you've never heard her before. So that'll be coming up on the Todd Starnes Show.
The most trusted source for conservative news. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life. And he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS. Friends, here's a reality check. Your biggest retirement expense likely isn't groceries or health care. It's taxes. Add inflation eating away at your dollar, and it's easy to see why so many run out of money. Lassiter Capital helps solve that problem by giving you access to real estate investments designed to generate income, protect against inflation, and provide huge tax advantages. Founder Ty Lassiter calls it the 4 keys to investment success. Visit LassiterCapital.com/Starnes or call 817-912-1569 to schedule your free consultation. Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Todd Starnes Show. Not only are we back, but America is back. It's time to stand with a bank that shares your values. Old Glory Bank. They support hard-working Americans, small businesses, and your constitutional rights. So there's no cancel culture, no woke nonsense. They're just a bank that believes in faith, freedom, and the flag. Join the movement today at oldglorybank.com/stars and be a part of something bigger. Trust the FDIC insured bank that was created to protect your privacy, security, and your liberty. Old Glory Bank. So, just quickly breaking news. Sinclair, the television group, the media group that had ended Jimmy Kimmel, said we're not going to carry it anymore, has reversed course, and now they're going to carry Jimmy Kimmel. So there you go. Oh, well. I listen, I think it's going to die on its own. The show is just going to die on its own because it's really not that good. And people haven't been watching it. Let it continue the downward slide and let Jimmy Kimmel bankrupt ABC, etc. So we were talking about Jasmine Crockett and Ilhan Omar, and Kamala Harris considered Jasmine Crockett one of her rising stars. She's part of the stars. She was her star project. So this came out yesterday. So cut 7. Donald Trump is in the Oval Office. He's taking questions from reporters. Remember, it never happened during the Biden administration. Taking questions from reporters. And one of them goes to ask a question about this with Jasmine Crockett. Here you go.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late, great David Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson. Between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want her.
I'm sorry. And I know the left is like, oh, that's terrible. I can't believe he did that. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. I met the head of Somalia and asked if he wanted to take her back. He said, we don't want her. Refilling, and he can't say her name. Ilhan Omar. He called her Ilman Omar. I forget exactly what he called her, but he can't even say her name. Hilarious, just hilarious. Okay, so Pete Hegseth ordered a rare, urgent meeting with admirals. So we're going to go to cut 6, and this is Jennifer Griffith on Fox explaining what's happening.
The meeting, first reported by the Washington Post, has since been confirmed by Fox News. 800 generals, admirals, and their senior enlisted aides have been ordered from their posts around the world to Washington, D.C. to gather in an auditorium at Marine Base Quantico in Virginia on Tuesday. The officers have not been told what the meeting is about. The invitation has sent shockwaves through an already fearful officer corps who have been on the receiving end of angry outbursts by Secretary Hegseth, who routinely threatens to submit them to polygraphs. Some express concerns that bringing all the military brass to one location in D.C. is an unnecessary security risk and question why the meeting cannot be held on a secure video teleconference call, especially at a time of rising global threats and cost-cutting as the government faces a possible shutdown. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell confirmed the meeting but gave no details other than Secretary Hegseth, quote, will be addressing his senior military leaders early next week.
So nobody knows why. Nobody knows what's happening. This is very rare and considered urgent, but nobody knows why. And none of the people who spoke at the Post could recall a defense secretary ever ordering so many of the military's generals and admirals to assemble. And several said it raised concerns. People are really concerned. They have no idea what this means. One person said you don't call general officers or flag officers leading their people and the global force into an auditorium outside D.C. and not tell them why or what the topic or agenda is. Are we taking every general and flag officer out of the Pacific right now? All of this is very weird. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. And I got to tell you, now it's not getting a lot of play. I don't know about you, but it doesn't give me the warm fuzzies, right? It just doesn't give me the whole, it's okay. Like, I'm good. No worries. Like, why? All right. Coming up, some news about Dr. Ben Carson, and also some good news for our farmers, and also some good news out of New Jersey. And then our gift to you with Kamala Harris. We'll do that heading into your weekend here on the Todd Starnes Show.
Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists. So if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all don't sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy. Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Almost there to our little surprise for you, courtesy of my friend Michael Pelka, who is also a radio person. Shared it with me, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect for Friday, so I held on to it until today. And Dylan cherry-picked the best ones to share with you. Now, I got to share this with you, because this is really, really incredible, because for those of us who bought my pillows at full price, listen to this. A major retail chain just canceled a massive order. So that leaves MyPillow with this big overstock of classic MyPillows. So you know what? You're going to benefit from that. Now, for a limited time, MyPillow is offering their entire classic collection at true wholesale prices. You can get a standard MyPillow for just $17.98. You want more? You can upgrade to queen size for only $22.98. King size, $24.98. Body pillows, those beautiful body pillows, $29.98, and versatile multi-use pillows for just $9.98. That's crazy. Visit mypillow.com and use the promo code STARNS or call 800-839-8506 to score those amazing deals. Remember, you got to use the promo code STARNS though. Plus, when your order totals $75 or more, you will receive $100 in free digital gifts with no strings attached. That's right. Premium pillows at unbeatable prices. This is like crazy prices. And bonus gifts to top it off. Now, don't wait. Head to mypillow.com or call 800-839-8506 now. And don't forget to use the promo code STARNS to grab your standard MyPillow for only $17.98. While supplies last. So hurry up, because it's only while supplies last. We love those pillows. I'm not even kidding. We have them for our guest room. We have them. We've given them as gifts. Like, they're phenomenal and cost way more than that when I bought them. So I'm a tad jealous. So, all right. So I told you I had some news about Dr. Ben Carson. He headed up House and Department of Housing and Urban Development. He headed up HUD during Trump's first term. Well, he just joined the second term on Wednesday in a Department of Agriculture advisory role. He was sworn in by the Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins. He is going to be the Department of Agriculture's National Advisor for Nutrition, Health, and Housing. And I love this for him. Dr. Carson's so smart. He's like crazy smart, but very simple. He's very soft-spoken, as you know, but he doesn't come off as like above anybody when you speak to him. Great guy. And he said and I love that he's going to be doing nutrition, health, and housing, because remember, he was homeless when he was growing up. He lived in his car for a while with his brother and his mother. And yet she stressed education, and she stressed doing the right things, and she stressed keeping them off the streets, and look where he is now. So he knows he's the perfect person for this, just like he was the perfect person for HUD. He said, today, too many Americans are suffering from the effects of poor nutrition. Through common sense policy making, we have an opportunity to give our most vulnerable families the tools they need to flourish. I am honored to work with Secretary Rollins on these important initiatives to help fulfill President Trump's vision for a healthier, stronger America. He did an interview with Newsmax on Wednesday and said, you know what? You are what you eat. This administration really wants to look from its inception, from how we conduct our planting, our harvesting, how it gets to your plate, what things are done to it that are good, what things in the past have been done that are bad, and what's good for your health. You know, the science. I added that. Rollins added, with 6 in 10 Americans living with at least one chronic disease and rural communities facing unique challenges with respect to housing, Dr. Carson's insight and experience is critical. You know what I think we're back to? The Amish. We keep coming back to the Amish. I could not live that way. Although I would have great arms if I churned butter. But I could not live that way. But they don't take it. They don't eat the way we eat. They live clean lifestyles. You got to hand it to them. Now, let's stay with the farmers. Let's stay with that. And let's go to Cut 8. This is President Trump in the Oval Office. And he pledged to help the farmers because the farmers are taking a hit. They're expected to go through a really tough time with the tariffs. And we got to keep our farmers going. We're losing so much farming in this country to China buying the farms, and also to, got to pave paradise to put up a condo. And that's happening more and more and more. So here's President Trump talking about how he's going to help the farmers.
I'm going to devote a little bit of that money, a little bit of the tariff money to our farmers. Our farmers have been incredible. They're the ones that let us survive and eat and enjoy our lives, right? Eat too much, maybe in some cases, like mine. But I will tell you, we're going to take some of the tariff money, relatively small amount, but a lot for the farmers. And we're going to help the farmers out a little bit because during this transition period, a period where we're taking in incredible amounts of money, we'll have a little bit of a shortfall with the farmers until the tariffs kick in, because they haven't kicked in for the farmers yet.
That sounds great as long as the money really gets to the farmers. And that's where I start to get nervous. Our poor farmers, they trust, they help, they really want to feed America. We need them. We have an entire generation that doesn't know where, oranges come from. They come from the store. It's like, all right, you're going to be hungry. So I think we have to take care of them. Now, my question is it going to really meet them? Is it really going to get to them? And that's where I question. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that is going to happen. So some more good news. I know you can't take this much good news. More good news. A new Emerson College poll finds Republican finds... That doesn't make any sense. Jack Ciattarelli. He's running as the GOP candidate in New Jersey, and the Democrat candidate Mikey Sherrill are locked in a statistical tie in New Jersey's governor race. This is super important. They each have 43% support. 11% of voters are undecided. My hunch they're not going to vote, and 3% are voting for somebody else because, throw your vote away. Whatever. President Trump, on Truth Social yesterday, posted the poll results, and he posted a message praising Jack Ciattarelli as tough on crime and cutting taxes. And he wrote that Ciattarelli will be a great governor, and he criticized Mikey Sherrill for supporting open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender for everyone, and all of the things that almost destroyed America, and adding that she's a big supporter of the perhaps future communist mayor of New York. Now, so... there seems to be a little issue in the midst of this. NARA, which is the National Archives and Records Administration, a branch of them that's responsible to hold military records, accidentally released a mostly unredacted version of her military records to a man named Nicholas DiGregorio. He's an ally of Jack Ciattarelli. And they also released it to CBS News. Apparently people filed FOIA requests, and they wanted to know about her military career because she constantly says, how are you going to solve inflation? How are you going to make things cheaper? Well, I was a Navy helicopter pilot. That's all she says. That's all she says. She is very much like Kamala Harris. And so this guy, Nicholas DiGregorio, filed a FOIA act. He said, I've never done one before. I didn't know what's best, so I got it. And he goes, and then I get the papers. And he said, I was shocked to see what I got. So the documents, as I said, were also obtained by CBS News, and they appear to show that the National Personnel Record Center, which is part of the National Archives and Record Administration, NARA, released her full military file almost completely unredacted. CBS discovered this while investigating whether Cheryl was involved in this 1994 Naval Academy scandal in which more than 100 midshipmen were implicated in cheating on an exam. She was not accused of cheating, and she said her only involvement was not informing on her fellow classmate. Now, because she would not inform on fellow classmates, she was not allowed to walk in her graduation ceremony. So that's what tipped CBS off. They saw that, and so they filed the FOIA request because she did not appear in the commencement program. So like, why did she not appear? So they thought there was more to the story. She had an unblemished career in the Navy, and as a midshipman received a Navy Achievement Medal in 1991 for saving the life of a fellow classmate. But because she would not talk about anybody else, she did not get to walk in her graduation ceremony. She said, when I was an undergraduate at the Naval Academy, I didn't turn in some of my classmates, so I didn't walk, but graduated and was commissioned as an officer in the U.S. Navy, serving for nearly 10 years with the highest level of distinction and honor. Now, DiGregorio, for his part, is a Marine vet. He unsuccessfully ran as a Republican for governor in New Jersey, and I don't even remember that. Given the charged political environment, Representative Cheryl will no doubt seek to paint my actions as nefarious and the records leaked by the Trump administration to injure her, which, as we both know, is completely and totally false on both accounts. Because I'll tell you right now, NARA is no friend to Donald Trump. So they said that there was someone, it's always an underling. It's always a low-level staffer. Some poor low-level staffer is apparently at the helm of this, is the one who is responsible for this and did not do their job properly. I mean, they leak like Social Security numbers, addresses, Social Security numbers of her family, the whole 9 yards. They didn't leak it. It just went to CBS and DiGregorio, which both of them have chosen not to publish anything that they should not have. And I give them credit. I don't know if CBS would have done the same thing if it were Trump. I don't think they would have published Social Security numbers, but if there was anything in there that they thought that could hurt him, they would put it out there whether they were supposed to have it. They acknowledged that personal information and medical details would normally be redacted, but they were not. And they do not believe that either CBS nor DiGregorio attempted to deceive NARA in any way and to get this information, which I don't know how you would do that. Yeah, and Chitterelli's campaign did not hire or encourage DiGregorio to do this. He did this on his own just to investigate her military career, which you can do. Any of us can do. And he said this is the first time. They did apologize. The NARA apologized for our mistake, asked that you please not further disseminate the record that was sent to you in error. And it sounded like RFK for a hot second. Her campaign was notified of the breach on Monday. But this is a big deal because the Republicans are going to make hay of this. But there really isn't much to make hay about. But she's not doing well. And I think part of the reason she's not doing well, there are people who are going to vote for her because she has a D after her last name. Just like with the Virginia race with Winsome Earl Sears. They're not going to vote for her despite her being a black immigrant woman, which checks all the boxes for the Democrats. They're not going to vote for her because she has an R after her name. And the same thing with Chitterelli. He could be the better candidate, but they're not going to vote for him because he has an R after his name. So this, I don't think, really harms her. But I think what happened with Charlemagne asking her about the $7 million that she made while in Congress and her going, oh, did I? Well, I'm going to have to look into that. Like, she had no clue. Or she was just faking it really well. And, then with, she was asked the same thing in a question with an interviewer, and the Chitterelli campaign took it and just put it out there when asked about the $7 million she made. And he's really hitting her hard on that. And it seems to be working as they are now tied. So I guess we'll see what happens. But both those races, super important. especially when it comes to the midterms, because they're off-year races. And a lot of times people will look to New Jersey and Virginia and the results of those races to see where they think we're going to be headed in the midterms. All right, coming up, Kamala. What is the word? Like, not unhinged. Kamala, just unblemished. Kamala, I'll think of the word, but just, you'll see. It's a little gift to you from my friend Mike Opelka, and I think you're going to like it. That's coming up on the Todd Starnes Show.
You're listening to Todd Starnes.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'll try this Balance of Nature. But I thought, all right, I'll do it for 1 month, and then I can cancel. And so I ordered it for 1 month. I have told so many people about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So for me to say I would continue to do it means it's got to be good.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is a bank that stands for faith, family, and freedom. A bank that won't cave to cancel culture. Your money, your values. So if you're tired of banks that won't stand up for your values, it's time to switch to Old Glory Bank. Head on over to oldglorybank.com/Starnes and make the change today.
Friends, here's a reality check. Your biggest retirement expense likely isn't groceries or healthcare, it's taxes. Add inflation eating away at your dollar, and it's easy to see why so many run out of money. Lassiter Capital helps solve that problem by giving you access to real estate investments designed to generate income, protect against inflation, and provide huge tax advantages. Founder Ty Lassiter calls it the 4 keys to investment success. Visit LassiterCapital.com/Starnes or call 817-912-1569 to schedule your free consultation.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Todd Starnes Show. Mary Walter and Todd is back with you on Monday. Don't forget you can follow me on X at Mary Walter Radio. My podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker for the audio, and you can watch it on YouTube, Spreaker, and Getter. Just look for Mary Walter Radio. It is live 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And I don't know who my guest is going to be on Tuesday. I should probably get on that. I got a lot I got to get on to. All right. So I want to share this with you. So my friend, Mike Opelka, who is a radio host as well, he's been playing around with some stuff, and he played around with Kamala Harris. Not with her, like, literally, because that would be weird and creepy. And he sent me something, some of Kamala's interview, and I'll just listen to what she said here. How do I even intro this? I don't even know. All right, so just listen. Here's Kamala Harris, and tell me what you think after you hear this. Go ahead. Just start with 9.
Hurtful and degrading comments are sadly part and parcel of running for office these days. You can't endure it at this level unless, above all else, you care about the people who you want to represent and the things you will be able to do to make their lives better. If you do care about that, then there's no time to wallow in self-pity or lament the unfairness of it. Not that you don't feel it, not that it's okay. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So what he obviously did is he took clips of Kamala Harris and slowed them down. And the funny thing is if you speed it up just a little bit, this is why she sounds drunk all the time. It's the way she speaks. It's the way she speaks. She's got a very nasal way of speaking. She sounds like she's from the Midwest. Do you remember that old commercial for some cold medicine? And it was Milwaukee colds are rotten. Remember that? And God, that was a long time ago. And it was Milwaukee colds are rotten. And she sounds very Midwestern, but she just sounds perpetually drunk. Okay, so we're not done. Are you ready? This is... I love this one. She's talking about they put her through debate camp. You know, she had to go to debate camp. So here she is talking about debate camp.
Debate camp is awful. They break you to make you. They prod at all your missteps, all your weaknesses, find holes in your arguments, savage your delivery. It leaves you feeling barely competent.
Debate camp is awful. I could listen to her read her book like this because it's so funny, because when I hear her speaking normally, it's the same nasally thing. But you know, can you imagine living with this? Because I think she oftentimes sounds inebriated and with her thought process and the way in which she speaks on a good day. All right, so we got one more. Dylan chose one more. Are you ready? This is on Angela Merkel.
In the summer of 2021, during her final trip to Washington as German Chancellor, I hosted Angela Merkel for breakfast at the Vice President's residence. I am a stickler for being on time. I feel it's a mark of respect. Everyone's time is valuable. But sometimes schedules go sideways and I fall short. That would not happen with the Chancellor. Germans value punctuality, and I was determined we wouldn't come off as overly casual Americans.
I don't know what's worse, this or her speaking normally. Dylan, thank you so much. That is hilarious to me. Thank you, Mike Opelka. Thank you, Cassie. And thank you, Todd. Have a great weekend.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters October 10th. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Everyone's goals for advancing their education look different. At Liberty University, we've helped thousands of students like you earn their dream degree. So no matter what your goal is, we can help you get there. With over 450 degrees from the associate to the doctoral level to choose from, most of which are 100% online, you'll find what you need to succeed. To discover which degree might be the best fit for you, text degree to 49595. That's degree to 49595.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something